Today we are going to be ranking all the different types of crochet that I can think of from the top of my head and just where I would put it in the ranks based on how likely I am to do it, how I think I'll get on with it, and just like the overall finish and result of each type of crochet. I have been wanting to do this for ages and I probably don't even know all the types of crochet, so if there's a type of crochet that you guys happen to do and I have just completely forgotten to mention it or I don't know what it is, then do let me know in the comments below. I can always do an updated part 2 version where I go into some additional methods that I'm not familiar with. But yeah, let's get into it. I am Jessie of Crochet by Jessie and let's get into today's video. If you guys aren't new here, then you'll know that I do a few different types of crochet, but definitely not every single one that I'm going to mention in today's video. Typically, I do regular, standard, traditional crochet, and I also do so much mosaic crochet. I've tried out quite a lot of these other methods that I am going to talk about today, but a few of them I haven't, and I'm also going to rank it as how likely I would be to try it if I haven't tried it, and maybe how likely I would go back to that type of crochet if I have tried it before. This video is not going to be a ranking from like 1 to 10, for example. I'm going to go from S rank to F rank, and then you've got all of the ones in between. I'll create a table that I have, which I'll pop up and just update during the video. So you can have several on the same rank, you can have ranks that have been completely skipped and they're empty. So let's see what I think once I get into these types of crochet. So number 1, the first type of crochet I feel like I need to start with is just traditional regular crochet. I feel like crochet is important, just being able to do standard crochet, because you need to get your knowledge from somewhere. It's a starting point that most people are going to be doing if they want to learn how to crochet. I can't really picture you jumping into a different form of crochet straight away, because you need to get your basics and you need to practice, and because of that you very likely have got some traditional crochet projects lying around. I think out of all of the ranks, I would probably put traditional regular crochet at rank A, because I feel like it's not the top rank for me, but I also feel like it's stick to what you know. It's a very familiar form of crochet, which I feel like most people still rely on. And I've done so many traditional crochet projects. I mean, this is a regular crochet project making my 6-day star blanket. So I feel like it's something that you can rely on, you can always go back to. It's an easier project that if you do more difficult versions of crochet, it's quite nice to return to after. So yeah, I feel like rank A is probably good for traditional crochet. The next form of crochet that I'm going to talk about, I do have some experience with it. I'm going to put some videos up here of my personal experience, and that is tapestry crochet. I've only done a few pieces of tapestry crochet, so I will obviously say now that my personal preference and experience is going to obviously kind of go into where I would rank it and the experience I had overall. And I feel like I did really enjoy it, but just all of the loose ends at the same time really stressed me out. And I found that it was quite rigid at the end of the project. And I know obviously I was new to it, so that could definitely have been a big factor into it, but my tension's usually pretty good. I think I just didn't enjoy the whole project being single crochet for that. So I feel like I want to rank it as probably B. I am very likely to return to it at some point to do. It was not like I had a really bad experience and I just don't think I'll do it again. I probably will, and maybe in time it will go up a rank, we'll see. But I feel like because of the overall finished texture of the piece and just all of those loose ends and all of the tangled yarn that I was working with, I don't think I can rank it higher than that currently. The next form of crochet that I'm going to be talking about is corner to corner crochet. I tried to do it once. I found it really difficult to kind of grasp an understanding of it, and normally I'm pretty good with other forms of crochet, but that one it went in one ear, out the other. Can't even remember what I tried to do. It didn't go very well. I like it. I feel like I prefer how other forms of crochet look personally. I don't feel like you end up with such a sleek result, and if that's what you're going for, then it's perfect, but for me, I don't find that as appealing as other forms of crochet and the results you get from them. So I feel like with corner to corner crochet, I will probably rank that as probably like a D, to be honest. But the reason I would rank it D instead of C is because I don't think I'd want to try it out again, because the experience initially wasn't great and I wasn't really, the more I looked at the finished results, I thought I'd much rather try a different type of crochet instead of this one. So yeah, that's why I'm placing it there. After that, we're now going to move on to Tunisian crochet. I've got a set of Tunisian crochet hooks. I tried it a few times. I did some of the very basic stitches. It is absolutely beautiful. I really appreciate that we have a form of crochet where you can make it look like it has been knitted, because I can do so much when it comes to crochet and I cannot knit to save my life. So although that's a goal to do some point, I feel like it's really quite a nice feeling that there is a crochet alternative to make something look like it has been knitted. Though I will say that I do appreciate crochet looking like crochet more, because I feel like because it's only handmade, like, well, it can only be handmade, I kind of want crochet to look like crochet, if you guys get what I mean. I personally really enjoyed my experience with Tunisian crochet. I'm very likely to try it again, especially considering I bought all of the Tunisian crochet hooks for it on a whim because I had a feeling I'd like it, but then preferred other forms of crochet instead. So I feel like I'll rank it as like a C. And the reason for that is because I know I will do it again sometime, but it really isn't a priority. I really do like the finished result, and I like that you have it as kind of like a knitting replacement, but I feel like because it's so sleek and kind of does look a bit knitted, whether it's intentional or not, I just don't think I could rank it higher than that personally, because I like my crochet pieces to look crocheted. I feel like that's what makes crochet so amazing, is when you can identify it as crochet. So yeah, that's my reasoning for this ranking. This next form of crochet I have never tried. It is on my to-do list, and I feel like once I get started, I'm really going to enjoy it, and that is filet crochet. I hope I'm saying it right, because yeah, I never really know with how I pronounce things, but that's how I've heard people say it, so I'm hoping I've got it right. I think that filet crochet is absolutely beautiful. There are some insane designs there at the moment. I'll put a few here just to show you guys. I've seen people try out some smaller little projects just to kind of get a gauge of it, but the pieces that I've seen which I have absolutely fallen in love with are the top and skirt combos, or just the overall dresses with like a floral filet. I feel like I'm saying filet mignon. But it's also fun to say when you can get it right. But I feel like, yeah, those overall floral filet, it's probably the combo floral and filet that I just can't say together very well. But I feel like it's really pretty, and it looks very professional, but a very different take on crochet, which I feel like it's only been coming out fairly recently into the public view and public eye of crochet, because I hadn't seen it at all, and then it started to make an appearance, and now I feel like it is everywhere in the best way possible. In the same way that I feel like Mosaic Crochet for me has kind of become a little bit more well known, I feel like filet crochet is just going to continue to become more and more popular. So with all of that being said, I'm going to rank it at A, because I'm definitely going to try it. I absolutely love how it looks. I don't think it's going to be crazily difficult in comparison to other forms of crochet. I feel like if you've tried a few forms, you're probably going to be comfortable with it. And I just feel like it's such a new take on crochet. I just love how different it is visually. I love all of the floral designs and all of the outfits that you can make with it. And yeah, I know I'm going to end up going back to it when I start. So I'm slightly hesitant to start because I know it will probably take over. But it's such a beautiful form of crochet that I really appreciate. With this next form of crochet, I want to start off by saying that this ranking is completely subjective. It is off whether I would personally do it and how I find it as a crochet form overall. I still think it's amazing, and I feel like each form of crochet in itself is amazing, but personally, I don't think I'll ever try this one out because I find it extremely daunting, and I feel like you need the patience of a saint to do it. So I'm definitely not suitable to this form of crochet. I'm very incompatible with it. The form of crochet I'm referring to is micro crochet. I'll put a few photos here if you guys aren't particularly familiar with it. Micro crochet is crochet where you are using probably thread to work with. The smallest, like 0.5mm hooks, probably a lot smaller than that, but I just can't even comprehend a smaller crochet hook than that. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. I've seen some amazing progress videos where people have been working on projects to make like a full-size blanket using micro crochet. And whilst it is absolutely amazing, I cannot see myself ever doing it personally because I feel like it would drive me insane. I preferred learning crochet over knitting because I like seeing results fairly quickly. So I feel like micro crochet goes completely against that. You need to be so patient and so driven and so focused to be able to do these projects. And that is just something that I do not possess as a crocheter or a person whatsoever. So because of that, I'm never going to try it. I'm never going to put myself through that because I know it's not going to end well. And I like how it looks visually, but because I know that I am never going to try this out, I will probably have to rank it E. Again, this is subjective. If you guys micro crochet, I have so much respect for you as a crocheter because I wish I could do it and have the patience. And I think the micro crochet chokers that I've seen as well before, they're stunning. I wish I could do that, but because I know I can't and I don't want to do that, that is why I'm ranking it as E. The next form of crochet is a type of crochet that I have tried a handful of attempts, and I feel like I need to have a major mental shift if I want to try it again, and that is making amigurumis / plushies. I have always absolutely loved how they look. I feel like people that have the skill to make them, to make designs for them as well, you guys are amazing. I just haven't been able to get my head around making amigurumis. The first thing that I can't really I'm not down with is using like the chenille yarn, because I feel like I don't know my own strength and I end up breaking it constantly, which is why it doesn't go very well for me. So that's one reason I don't get on with it. The second reason is I'm pretty good at visualizing with designs, hence me making my own designs, but I just cannot get the finish that I want with plushies. And with me, if I'm not somewhat okay with it at the start, then I don't want to spend any more time doing it. Hence me being too impatient for like micro crochet. So because I didn't feel like I immediately had the knack for it, I just kind of went, okay, moving on, time for the next one. And yeah, I feel like I am missing out. I feel like it's such an amazing form of crochet that is just so fun, and it's a lot more beginner friendly than other forms as well. Am I gonna do it again? Someday, never say never. Am I looking forward to it and thinking about it right now? No, definitely not. I really appreciate the people that can do it again, because it's very much like the polar opposite to what I do. Because I've done blankets for designs, I'm now moving a lot more onto wearables, and I've never dabbled truly in the world of plushies and amigurumis. I've made some wonky bees. I think that is honestly it. I tried to make a Pikachu and it did not go very well at all. I really messed that up and then just abandoned the project partway through. That was my last attempt, and I think it was a little bit ambitious looking back on it. So because of that, I feel like I'm gonna rank amigurumi / plushies to probably B. I feel like the reason it's B is because I absolutely love how it looks. Like, I really, really appreciate plushies, amigurumis. I feel like they're so gorgeous and such a great way of crocheting. I'm probably some point, maybe it's years down the line, maybe I'll do a video of me trying it again, I don't know. So, but I know I'm a lot more likely to try this again than other forms of crochet, which is what I'm ranking it a little bit higher. The last form of crochet that I am going to be ranking is not probably a surprise to you guys. You're probably thinking, why hasn't she mentioned it yet, if you guys have seen any of my content at all? And that is Mosaic Crochet. For me, Mosaic Crochet, again, I'm very biased, it's what I specialize in, so obviously I'm gonna think very highly of it, but being a little bit more objective, I think it's extremely versatile. I feel like there's so much you can do with this form of crochet. You can make blankets, you can make bags, you can make table runners, you can make clothing, you can make accessories. And because of that, I'm already ranking it quite high personally, just being objective. The second thing I love about it so much is just how you can incorporate the designs as you go on. I feel like Mosaic Crochet for me, I've just recently finished this jumper here, for example, and I feel like Mosaic Crochet is a good way of a crocheter's alternative version of like knitted colorwork jumpers, because I've tried to make one as intricate and it's still thin, it's not really thick, it's not chunky, it drapes nice, it doesn't weigh a ton. And I've had people ask and say, oh, is this knitted? Have you knitted this? No, it's crochet, and a lot of people have been shocked. So for me, I feel like Mosaic Crochet is so versatile. I have so many designs. I'm just going to put a few photos here that I've done this year alone. And because of that, there is so much you can do with it. You can make a lot of a kind of unique, well, you can make a unique twist to Mosaic Crochet, which I feel like you can't necessarily have as available in other forms of crochet. You probably could in Tapestry, I will acknowledge that, but I don't get on with all of the tangled yarn, which you don't have with Mosaic Crochet, which is another big benefit for me. So me being completely biased and completely subjective, for me, Mosaic Crochet is most certainly going to be S rank, because I cannot personally think of another form of crochet that is as rewarding and satisfying and kind of like not challenging to the point where it's so difficult to do, but I feel like I'm being mentally stimulated by like all of the extra effort that I put into it. It's not monotonous. You can't completely zone out without focusing on it. You do need to be engaged with it. And because of that, I just enjoy the process of mosaic crochet a lot more. Don't get me wrong, I still love other forms. I have made like nearly 15 6-day style blankets using traditional crochet at this point. So I'm not a, oh, I'll only mosaic crochet kind of person. However, I find it so rewarding, and I feel like if you guys try it out, if you haven't already, I think you'll get what I mean. I also just remembered, and I'm really silly because I literally made a video for it like 2 weeks ago, if that, but there's another form of crochet that I'm gonna just add in because yeah, how could I forget it? And that's freeform crochet. Freeform crochet, I've done a video trying it out, and I was pleasantly surprised. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. I'm definitely going to do it again because I found the chaos weirdly calming, because seeing as I always do mosaic crochet, which is very specific and very orderly, just completely flipping the script and just doing something with no particular plan, no idea where I was going. Yeah, just no clear route, no clear finished design to visualize. I feel like it actually did me some good doing it. Will I do it again? I'll definitely do it again. Will I do it soon? Maybe. Maybe. I probably will some point soon, relative to like other forms of crochet that I'm probably not going to touch for ages. I will rank this as C, purely because I feel like visually I don't really see mosaic crochet as being on the same kind of par as freehand crochet. I feel like the same with filet crochet, and honestly the same with tapestry crochet and Tunisian. So I feel like I'll rank it as C. I still think it's very, very pretty, but I think it's more, again, it's like a subjective thing. I personally prefer the sleek order that you get in other forms of crochet, hence why I'd only just tried freeform crochet recently. But there are some people that are a lot more abstract and therefore will prefer how this form looks way more than different types of crochet. So those are all the forms of crochet that I could personally come up with. If I have missed any, then please do let me know, guys, in the comments below. I will make a revised part 2 that includes everything, and if there are forms of crochet that I have never heard of, I will obviously look into it, get an idea, get a gauge of how likely I would be to try it, and also just visually how nice I think it looks. So yeah, with all of that being said, let me know in the comments below, what would you rank your top form of crochet, and what would be the bottom of the list as well? You could give me a full rank if you want to, but I do not expect you guys to fill a full comment listing it, but equally, if you want to, that would actually be amazing. And if you guys do that, maybe I could do a video reviewing how you guys rank it as well. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you want to see some content where I'm actually crocheting and showing more of my work and tutorials or anything, then do subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!